You know, it's been a long time since I did an Ilhan Omar story, and a kind of long time since I did a Tucker one. Probably, I don't even remember now. Representative Ilhan Omar called former Fox News host Tucker Carlson the king of hate, and said she is relieved that he has been fired from the network after a string of insults he has made about her. Tucker was the king of hate and love fear mongering, picking on immigrants and Muslims in many cases, Omar told MSNBC's Mehdi Hassan interview Tuesday. Carlson had repeatedly criticized Omar, who first came into the United States as a refugee from Somalia, during his show. He said in July 2019 that Omar is living proof that U.S. immigration laws are dangerous, arguing that she was able to succeed in the country but constantly slams it. No country can import large numbers of people who hate it and expect to survive. The Romans were the last to try that with predictable results, so be grateful for Ilhan Omar. Annoying as she is, she's a living fire alarm, a warning to the rest of us, Carlson said. Omar responded by saying that she believes Carlson is a racist fool who is weeping about the fact that we have an African born member of Congress. She also criticized companies that advertise on Fox News, arguing that they should not be underwriting hate speech. I can't tell you just how both relieved and terrified I am of where he might end up and the kind of platform that he might end up having, Omar said Tuesday. It is really hard to make people understand just how dangerous this man was and how many lives he risked with his hateful rhetoric on a daily basis. Carlson was ousted in a surprise move by Fox News last week, days after the network settled a defamation lawsuit from Dominion Voting Systems. A report from the New York Times Tuesday night said that Fox's leaders were distressed by a text that Carlson sent about violence he saw during the January 6, 2021 insurrection. It was 3 against 1. At least jumping a guy like that is dishonorable, obviously. It's not how white men fight, Carlson reportedly said in the text. Yet suddenly I found myself rooting for the mob against the man, hoping they'd hit him harder, kill him. I really wanted them to hurt the kid. I could taste it. That's a really strange thing he said. So, Omar's comments are kind of the equivalent of when somebody gets picked on by a bully and then the bully gets suspended from the school and they like do a little dance after the person's gotten rid of. Carlson's comments about her were really dumb. And it's not even like, forget the immigrant thing, okay? We already know the problem that a lot of conservatives have with immigrants. But more specifically, just the idea that like he spent all his years on TV, at least as a host, praising Trump just over and over. And what did Trump do in 2016? Our politicians are all talk and no action. They're stupid. Just criticizing the U.S., right? Over and over again, which I thought was fine. And a lot of times I agreed with it, you know, in like the general sense of there's things that are wrong with the government. But then when Omar criticizes America, which she should have the right to do, whether she's a member of Congress or not, I guess free speech doesn't matter for some people, then suddenly it was an issue when she hates the country and all this other crap. And I think if for me to characterize someone as hating America, maybe I think of the school shooters, the terrorists who blow up things or end people's lives, not a congresswoman who's criticizing a government that she happens to live under. Or I guess, you know, live under the rule of like the rest of us. So it's just one of those things where he'll claim that he's not a bigot or whatever, but a comment like that and how hypocritical it is that he attacked her over her critical statements of the U.S. government while being fine with Trump doing it. I mean, people, they notice that stuff. And that's why I said that I'm really I'm glad that she's at least acknowledging that it's going to also be dangerous, because just because he's off of Fox, it doesn't mean you're never going to see him again or he's never going to be able to get the big audience again. I mean, look, Trump was off of Twitter for 2 years before they brought the account back, and he just made a whole new website. So even if it might make the audience smaller, they still are well known and can go around and keep, you know, peddling whatever nonsense they're repeating. And I do think a lot of the rhetoric that he had about her and a lot of the rhetoric that he had about various other people did get them in danger. Like, I'm completely fine with this person said something, like, for example, when Marjorie Taylor Greene said, let's have a national divorce. I'll tell you that's dumb, because what is a blue state? What is a red state? There are plenty of states that flip between each one. But I'm not going to tell you that she hates the United States and she's living proof of I mean, his stuff just went too far in my view. And that's why I think Omar has earned the right to dance on his Fox ouster